Today I'm just coming to you with a quick project share of a couple of things I've been working on. One of them is this little tag that I'm including in a swap that that I'm participating in, and it was not a requirement to make. It was actually a choice, but I decided to make one anyway, and this is just a tag that's made with a few dies that I have in my stash. And what I started with was this beautiful tag here, the base, and that is made by Nicole, and she goes by Nicole Silhouette. I also used My Mind's Eye paper with that, and that's that pretty pink with backed up with white cardstock. And then I used a die that I have that's dress form, but I actually cut it down to fit here. And I distressed the edges with some pink oxide ink, and I adhered that to a piece of vellum that I then sandwiched with some white cardstock, and inside there are some sequins, so it is a bit of a shaker, although they don't move much, but you can hear it. And then what I did was I placed some gold tulle on top of that just to give it some texture and just create some softness there. And the piece that you see back here is another piece of vellum that I did heat emboss, and for that I used some embossing powder that's called Pirate Gold, and it's this opaque embossing powder from Stampin' Stuff, and I really like how that turned out there. I added the ribbon here to the dress form and a little button. I made a little rosette and placed that on top of some gauze here, and then finished everything up with some little pearls and gems there. And I also did heat emboss the word lovely here, and that's from a little stamp given to me by Shonda, so thank you so much, Shonda, for that. And to top it off, what I did was that I added this charm that I made this morning, and or this dangle I should call it, and I added, let's see here, this little charm here that says made with love, and then I added this bead here that's it's kind of speckled, and then what you see here is actually a tiny little spool, and I added some ribbon and just tied it there, and it is adhered to the spool, but you can unravel it. And then a little pearl and a faceted bead there, and then as you can tell there's all these little trims here that I added, and they're just different textures and colors keeping with that pink and white and gold. And then this pink one here is the same one that I used on that spool. So there's that. And if you're interested in a tutorial, I can make a tutorial on this particular tag. I did film the process of making it, but I wasn't quite sure if I should include that. Here's another item that I was working on, and I'll be sending out in the mail shortly, but this is using the same tag set. What I did was that I created, as you can see here, 3D pocket, and what I did was that, well, I cut them out in designer paper, and it's from DCWV, and I just love the color combinations of the gray, the black, the yellows, and that little bit of green. So what I did here was that I created a side pocket, or a diagonal pocket, I guess is what I should be calling it. I used another die to just create that little pocket there, so you can fit, as you can tell, what I did was I cut out some items to place in there, but then I made these little rosettes, and what I did to top that off was that I used a Crafter's Companion die that I have that cuts out these beautiful pieces here with roses, and I used it in several different places there. And I did color that in, I cut it out of white cardstock and then colored it with different alcohol markers to give me the colors that I wanted. And then I topped them all off with different butterflies that I made using sequins and vellum, and I just layered those up. And as you can tell, they've all been also hand-drawn. The same with the little white flowers. I did make those. Those are handmade, and they've been topped off with Nuvo drops and just different elements there to give it some shine. This one I used another paper from the collection there that's plaid that I really like. So that's that part of it. But on the other side, if you flip it this way, there we go, and that's where that butterfly came from. So I made this one, and this is just a gray piece of cardstock. This is not part of the collection, but I did heat emboss these roses, and this stamp set was given to me by Shonda, and it's this Bow Bunny stamp set, so I thought that was absolutely lovely. I went ahead and stamped and embossed it onto that vellum and adhered that on top of the tag, and then I made these little bows. with silver paper, and then that's where you see the little butterflies, and those were made using vellum. And then I just individually just went ahead and decorated each one, and that's where this one's going to go. In fact, I'll have to re-adhere that one before sending it out. And here's that plaid paper I was referring to. And then on the inside, I just added some little bows that I had made, and I topped those off also with the little butterflies there. And then here are rosettes made using the it's actually the Sizzix die that's quite popular by Tim Holtz, and then that other one that cuts out the little roses. And then, as you can tell, I made each one of those little butterflies and added those to the top. And then, yeah, just this little sample there of something. So this fits quite nicely in here, and that's what I liked about it, was that I was able to make that nice little pocket to just add some little goodies into, and I'll be able to send this off. And this is actually, this will tie to the back here, and then on top, to seal this ribbon off, if you will, I made this flower here using different papers and tulle, and I also glimmered that up, and that's going to be the topper for this item here for some little thank you mail that I'm sending out. And I believe that's it for this video. Yes, I'm going to end it here. I hope that this has been useful to you. And of course, I always say, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up here on this video, and hit the notification bell. You'll be notified of more videos like these. And I hope that you can be inspired and be blessed. Have a great day. Bye-bye.